Listen up or run for cover. Dropping knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. The real Brad Lee is dropping
What it is, Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today, I've got an iconic guest. Matter of fact, you guys may have heard of him or own some of his artwork like many people do. Mark Brazil with IKONICK. What's cracking?
Thanks for having me. It's entertaining already. Right out the rip, entertaining.
Come on, dude. You better ask somebody about me. So, dude, love the fact that you stopped by because, dude, you're an entrepreneur story on your own, aren't you?
Correct. I've been an entrepreneur my whole entire life. I never had a real job.
Did you grow up with rich parents?
I did not.
See, I always wait for someone to say yes because why is that like a negative thing? You ever notice like in the world of entrepreneurs, you're like cooler if you started with nothing? It's like, dude, I used to fucking eat soup and live in a shit house and fucking drag my kids 6 blocks just so I could buy a loaf of bread only to go home and make sandwiches.
I would say upper middle. My parents paid for my college and stuff like that, but I definitely.
Oh, see, dude, you ain't a real entrepreneur. No, all kidding aside, folks, pay attention because there's going to be some bombs dropping. You listened to the podcast before?
I've listened to it a couple times.
Yeah, you probably heard the dumb ones and stopped listening.
I enjoy your Instagram. Great sound bits.
Dude, out of 200 episodes or so, maybe a little less, there's bound to be a couple dumb ones.
For sure.
So, folks, if this is the one you're listening to, it's probably going to be a good one. But listen, if you listened before and it was a little bit cheesy, fuck, man, relax.
Give it another try.
Yeah.
This is going to be a heater.
Yeah, if you listen to 10 in a row and still don't like dropping bombs, well, then piss off. I can't get any better. But if you only listen to one, bro, you got to, I don't even know which one you listened to, but it might have been a dumb one.
I'm confident it'll be good.
This one ain't going to be dumb.
Ask away. Let's get into it. Let
All
me
right.
know.
So just for the bomb squad.
Yep.
Mark Brazil has a company called IKONICK, which basically is some, really cool artwork that basically, I don't want to say epitomizes, it more captures a lot of different entrepreneurial drive and spirit and success and lessons. You've done collabs with like Gary Vaynerchuk where he gets his own. Right.
Sure.
Who else are you doing that with?
So we have tons of licenses: Muhammad Ali, Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, the NBA, and then we work with individual artists, and then we work with entrepreneurs like you, Eric the Hip Hop Preacher, we're about to drop, Gary Vaynerchuk,
E.T.
Yep,
he's good.
And then we're really just starting to work with people that haven't told that entrepreneurial DNA, that story. So we're basically coming to market and pushing down their distribution, that story. So example, FaZe Clan, it's one of the biggest gamers in the world. These guys have an amazing story. They actually came from nothing, and we're going to tell it through the art. So that's what we do, is we tell stories.
Dude, how does someone qualify to be in a collab?
First and foremost, there has to be a personal connection. For us, it's authenticity is everything. So I would never just collaborate with someone if I met them through email. So definitely have to have a personal connection. They have to have that story, that motivational, inspirational, entrepreneurial story. And then just to call a spade, you have to have distribution. Distribution is everything in this world. If you're not on social media and you think you're going to do a collab with us, that's just not how it goes. Because
foolishness.
For us, we have,
What if someone like Ron Jeremy wanted to do one where it was just one big shaft?
In my own sick and twisted world, I was at a licensing expo. I wanted to go by the Penthouse booth, but Jeff was like, "Come on, bro." So no, we can't do Ron Jeremy. We have middle-aged women that are fans of the brand, which they might like Ron Jeremy, but I'm sticking more towards the.
Dude, Ron Jeremy's art would be hard to sell.
Ironically enough, you can never. That was good. You can never guess what does good and what doesn't.
Yeah,
you can't guess.
I guarantee you, some of mine would. Dude, you can't get rich making poor choices. Get your partner to make a badass design that really means what that means. Top seller. Top frickin' seller.
That's a bold statement, but we might test it.
I got to go look at the rest of them because you do got some cool shit. Maybe it wouldn't be your top seller. I'd have to go look, but it'd be a good one.
If I put 20 in front of you, you would never guess what does good and what doesn't. I've actually quit. So I do the business and Jeff does the art, and I leave it solely up to him because I've been wrong so many times.
But like, I would think like just make money, bitch, would be cool.
We have a piece, make money, not friends, and did not do well. So
Really?
yeah, you'd be surprised, man. It's something that you might think is a cool quote or could look cool on a hoodie is completely than what can sell on the wall.
What's your number one seller?
Too many vultures out there. I'm not going to tell you, but predominantly motivational, inspirational stuff. I'd say 15 of the top 20 are all revolved around the entrepreneur. And then we have little pockets like Marilyn Monroe, our Lips collection, other stuff completely outside the pocket. But for us, we really look for IP that we can spin to then tell our DNA. So like I just met with like Sonic the Hedgehog, and we can do something that, underneath it, it's like go faster, something like that. So it relates back to business and entrepreneurship. So for us, it always ties back to that, whether it be on the piece, whether it be, the copy in the ad, whether it be in the description on the website, something is going to tie back to that DNA.
Interesting.
Yep.
So what if somebody wants to like kind of make their own, but just through your resources?
We don't do that.
You won't do it?
Nope. We're not a marketplace. Anybody and everybody is welcome to do that on their own. But for us,
You just want to keep it pure.
yeah, we want to keep it authentic, and the resources we provide to people that partner with us, it's everything. For all intents and purposes, you have to do nothing on your side. You give us your likeness and push it down your distribution, and we're doing customer service, designs. Everything we're doing, and we've created a system where it's low effort, high impact.
So how'd you collab with Gary Vee?
So long story. So I was in a fraternity in college, and one of my frat brothers had a homie that managed a guy named Hoodie Allen, and this kid, his name was Michael George. He moved to California. Long story short, when he moved here, they broke up, so he was left with nothing. He signed a lease. He knew nobody in California. I was just being a nice guy, so I set him up with a bunch of meetings, and just out of the goodness out of my heart, because his friend was my good friend. And then 3 weeks later, he discovered Martin Garrix on SoundCloud, which Martin Garrix makes probably 20 million plus a year, who he then brought Martin Garrix to Scooter Braun. And for those of you that don't know, Scooter manages Kanye, Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, etc. So he helped Scooter kind of push that EDM division. And I kept going to Michael and giving him, all these products that I was CMO of the company. And he would seed it, he'd do whatever, he'd be semi-excited, but he was kind of just giving me the time of the day because I was always a nice guy. And then eventually I came maybe 2.5 years ago or 2 years ago, and he's like, oh, Scooter would love this. We got in a room with Scooter, and I always say, the winners know the winners, right fucking away, 5 minutes. He's like, what are we going to do? So it happened right away. It was just, he's like an East Coast guy. I'm a Jew, he's a Jew. I was a party planner, so is he. It's just a lot of similarities. And like for me as an entrepreneur, someone that's in between like the younger culture and the more established entrepreneurs, I'm kind of in that middle lane. Like when you find someone that you see similarities in yourself, all day long I'm gonna invest in that guy. Because for me, I wish I had someone like me when I was 21 that has been through all that shit, that could walk into a situation and be like, oh, don't do that because I did that already and fucked up. So
That's what you call a bomb, son. That just simply means listen up, kids.
Yep.
Listen up.
So yeah, it was just it was a culmination of a lot of things that happened for me to get that meeting. Ultimately, I always tell people it's, half the battle is just showing up and not being a piece of shit. And, I was always a good guy. I provided value first. And he teed me up. I got in the room and off to the races.
Yeah, talk about that for a minute, because, again, I always preach ethics and integrity. And people are like, they think somehow you can't make money and still have ethics and be cool and be nice.
No, it's everything.
I wouldn't be in business if I was a piece of shit.
Yeah, and it's not even, you don't even have to be liked. You have to be respected. The more successful you get, the people are just going to hate on you. That's just the nature of the world. It's general psychology. People want to see you do good, but not better than them. But for me, through it all, no one could say that I told them I was going to do something and didn't do it. No one could say, oh, I fucked them. For me, I'm super blunt, very similar to you. I'm very forward. You get what you see, and
how do you like being that way?
I fucking love it, man. It's for me.
Don't you find it clarifies and cuts through all the bullshit quicker?
Yeah, and people love it, man. Like I was just at a trade show. I had no appointments, and I just fucked shit up, man. I just walked up to people. I was like, this is how much revenue I'm doing. I'm partners with him and him. I have these licenses. I beat the Q1 poster licensee of 20 years. I just barged my way in that shit. And I dress different than them. I act different than them. I got tattoos. I have chains. I'm wearing a hat. But they fucking respected it.
It's because they want results.
Exactly. And that's another thing too, is once you get a little bit of proof of concept behind you, then you start building that internal confidence, that momentum, and then the confidence feeds me, and I'm just so forward. Can I just say what it is? And it's, for me, I just like doing business with people that like and respect that. And if you don't, for me, literally, the first 4,500 customers with my company, I single-handedly dealt with, and there was one guy, this piece of shit dickhead dentist, that didn't like how I spoke. One fucking guy out of 4,500. I'll take it. You know?
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good odds.
Yep.
That means basically you're perfect.
Definitely not perfect, but
Well, I mean, Mother Teresa had more than one that didn't like what she's saying. So technically, you're the most perfect person on earth.
I'm definitely
That
not
makes
perfect.
you iconic, bro.
A
So did you have any other businesses before IKONICK?
tons.
Any successful ones?
Yeah. So an ironic, really successful business was when I was 17, I had a fake ID. I go to school, University of Delaware. We had a freshman orientation, and they kept telling us about 3 strikes, you're out. You get a noise violation, open container, et cetera, you get kicked out. So I go down the hall to these girls. They want a 30-pack of beer. They give me $40. I go to the store, and I discover something called Milwaukee Beast Light and Natty Lights at $6. Go back to them with $34 change. They're like, no, keep it. Being the entrepreneur that I am, I was like, wow, holy shit, I can make money. So the next day I go to the people next door, and then the whole entire floor, then the second floor. Then I made a fake menu with elevated prices, and I deferred all the risk off of them, and I created a little mini alcohol and liquor ring where basically I was middlemaning, and I wasn't even taking the risk going to the store or bringing it upstairs. I'd be on the top floor with all the chicks looking down at people just bringing it in. I made a lot of money. I made more money then, and then I did party planning and selling t-shirts. I made more money in college than I made until I was 28.
Damn. It's always illicit.
Yeah, it's I mean, it was illegal for sure.
Yeah, it was illicit. Use that word.
It sounds better.
Matter of fact, dude. Matter of fact, there's another fucking artwork right there. Dude, just the word illicit. Now the picture is what's going to matter. Like you show money and cars and badass and ultimate success, financial success anyway, and just a big word that says fucking illicit. I'd buy that.
We have a definitions collection where it's super simple, super bold, like hustle, execution. You could do illicit, and you can give us your definition of it.
Yeah, or decadent.
These are really regal words. You have a nice vocabulary, low key.
Indeed.
Hey.
What about gregarious?
These are huge words.
You need to be gregarious in life. People don't understand. They're like, what's that mean? It means you're outgoing and open to meeting new people and what have you.
My good friend's dad actually would read the dictionary, and I speak to him, and he says really big words. It's pretty big.
See, like the more hands you shake, the more money you make. And that's a truth, dude.
I would bet on that one.
No, it's 100% true.
No, obviously that is. I'm saying I would bet on that one for a canvas. I mean, sales is obviously a contact sport.
Well, dude, just put a little fucking dash BL.
I like how we're negotiating the
More
deal
hands
on camera.
Dude, more hands you shake, more money you make. Let's break that down. Obviously you agree with it, but
100%.
But there's people out there wondering, how do I get my business off the ground? And yet they're sitting in their room thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean,
So
nowadays with the internet and social media, it is so easy. I mean, my whole entire business was built off the back of influencers, and all I did was just, after a long day of work, 11 o'clock, I'd sit on the beanbag, copy, paste DM, copy, paste DM, copy, paste DM, click the suggestions with a little arrow, blast through all of them, and it's a numbers game. And then you start looking, even with the store in Vegas, where now I'm having the girl that's working there, she makes a Google spreadsheet, and she basically is saying, how many people walk in, is it a man or is it a female? And it gives me a little, and we're starting to break down what the odds are. And it's all about traffic. It's the same thing with your website. The more traffic you get, the bigger chance you have of the sales, and it becomes a conversion game. So
listen, you don't even know, but like when I used to run a car dealership, people would hire me to come turn around their not failing, but flat business.
Yeah.
First thing I did is hired a $12 an hour person to count who walks on the lot.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they do. They didn't have a spreadsheet, but they had a little pad, guy in a black hat.
Yeah, and you do that, and then once you understand the numbers, then you can create systems and goals. And once you understand that, there's transparency, and you start seeing, you hold people accountable to hit the numbers.
You get optics.
Exactly.
And then it's almost like, dude, how can you not do it? Like people are like, how do you do it? How can you not do it with these optics?
Yeah, I was just at the trade show and I met a guy that the last 17 years sent 35 new prospecting emails every single morning. And he showed me his Gmail drafts. It was absolutely mind blowing. And that's the other thing too is people. It's something that I argue with my partner about all the time. Is we have 15 collabs in the pipeline. He doesn't understand it's about filling the pipeline, and it's not. No one buys something the first time. It's multiple touch points, and you want to go value, 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 and then you sell them. So it's got to be slow, soft touch points. You don't want to say, fuck you, buy this shit. It's like, hey, what's your name? What's your family? Where are you from? How old are you? So it's all about creating that pipeline. And for us, in all elements of our business, we just have a very, very calculated, psychologically strategic pipeline where on the first touch point, we're not telling people to buy. We're saying, hey, this is our company. This is what we do. We're the owner. This is Mark. This is Jeff, etc. So the pipeline, that's the only thing, actually. We were just talking about patience offline. I think that's the only thing where patience is huge, is understanding pipeline and touch points, is be patient with that.
Yeah, well, I'm always going to argue with patience. You know why?
What?
Because first of all, I think people misunderstand what patience means. What do you think patience means?
I mean, I don't know. I don't have a definition for patience, but I don't look at patience as something. Gary says it all the time. It's micro and macro. I don't look at patience in the now. Like, I'm not patient today. I'm patient with like my long-term goals.
I know, but try to put it in words, the definition of patience, the way you understand it. And this is going to be probably the way most people understand it. And Gary included.
Not expecting to get X result today. It's understanding that it might take
time.
Exactly.
Right. Now, see, if that were what patience meant, I would agree with it. But that's not what patience means.
What does it mean? You got the definition over there from the dictionary? What you got?
Well, I mean, I have my phone, which means I have every definition of the world at my fingertips. But I assume the definition is similar to, or exactly, the ability to experience challenge, trouble, pain, or delay without getting upset. Now, why in the hell would anyone want to do that?
I agree.
Understanding things take time, great. But, and again, one of these days, dude, Gary's going to come in here probably through you because you got him on your podcast coming up. Don't you?
I do.
Or is that a secret?
Not anymore, obviously.
All right, what's your podcast called, by the way?
We don't know.
Well, what will it be called?
Don't know.
Okay, well then follow him at Mark Brazil, just like it sounds. And then he'll be releasing a podcast where he's getting all the big wigs, like Rick Ross, Gary Vee. Because you get to hobnob with all the cool kids.
I'm playing, I told you, I'm playing in both levels just because I'm 33 years old. So, I have friends that are 22 that go out to the club on Tuesday, and then I have mentors that are 45. So I'm definitely in that in-between age where I can kind of do both.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
How old's Gary Vee?
41 maybe. Scooter's probably 38-ish, 39-ish.
Oh, Scooter. Is that his real name?
No, Scott.
Nickname?
Yep.
So anyway, you if Gary were here, my answer is, and I always tell everybody this, if patience met what most people think it does, which is, hey, understand things take time. I agree with that because things can and do take time, and you can't expect things faster than they will take. But if you do not agree with patience in the true form or definition, all it means is, dude, if like, let's say you're trying to get a 6-pack and now you're pissed off tomorrow because you don't have it. I would say, be patient. Well, that's not the right word. Hey, things take time. Understand it takes time. True. However, do you think if you worked out harder, you'd get abs faster? Do you think if you dieted harder, worked longer, increased your activity, and pushed harder, you would get the result quicker?
Correct.
That's why I don't agree with patience, because when people say, hey, be patient, things take time, everyone just calms down and just waits. What I'm telling you is, hey, just be patient, bro. Wait. Like, shit takes time. Wait 3 months. That's how long shit takes. Well, guess what?
I'm not a waiting guy, but I understand it takes time. I don't wait for anything. If something I could do now.
Yeah, but that's Gary's point of view. I'm trying to tell Gary, dude, listen, quit telling people patience is what they need, because it's not. No, it isn't. They need to increase their activity. They need to increase their levels of action, and they will shorten how long they have to wait to get what they're trying to get. Now, again, abs don't come tomorrow. So if they're pissed off over one day, obviously you got an idiot on your hands. But if someone came to me and said, hey, I want abs. Okay, I wouldn't say be patient. I'd say do the exact opposite. Lose your patience. Work out
Like a psycho.
longer, harder, faster. Try different techniques, different diets. Like, do whatever you can. Do not be patient, be impatient, and go after it harder, faster, stronger. You'll get those abs quicker. I just probably saved the kid 6 months of getting his actual result because I said, don't have patience.
Yeah, I just think that we live in a culture of social media that people think that you can get these results really fast. So I think he more is just trying to condition people that it's okay if it takes a little longer.
Now that I would agree with.
Yeah, but I see both sides of the fence. Tom Bilyeu actually hates patience. That's like his big thing.
Really?
Yeah, so we did a collab with him, and it was like there was multiple words and patience was on it, and he's like, I fucking hate patience. Take it off.
Yeah.
You guys could bond over that.
And he did Quest bars, didn't he?
Oh, he's a legend.
Yeah. I just met his wife at Thrive.
Oh, she's amazing.
Lisa.
I love Lisa. Lisa, I love you. Dude, they're an amazing couple.
Yeah. Hey, I've heard Tom a few times. Dude, everything he says, I agree with. Which is crazy because if you really look around at the top level of successful people, nobody's contradicting each other. Like, they're all saying the same shit in their own way with their own stories.
Yeah, there's a very small amount of deviation. It's just the delivery, and then I think the whole entire racket is all the story. It's all about
That's right.
It's all about just how you craft your story. And like for me, with my new partner, we're now starting to go into meetings, and like my story is broken up into segments. I know it exactly. Like you asked me right out the rip, like about the beer thing. I could tell you that shit I could do that shit drunk, and he's like saying his stuff slow, and there's little holes in the story. Everybody wants this shit fast. They want it quick. They want value. They don't want
patience.
Fuck patience with that. Get to the point.
Or learn, like again, technically people call me a speaker. I'm not a speaker, dude. People want me to talk. They're willing to pay me. I'll go talk. So I walk out there. Sometimes I've killed it. Sometimes I've blown it, but that's because I'm not a speaker. I'm not rehearsed. But if I were going to go be a speaker, like that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have unbelievable rehearsal and in other
Word
words,
by word.
Dude, I would make it to where I am awesome and I would get booked repeatedly. But guess what? I'm not a fucking speaker, dude. I'm a businessman. And that's another thing. Entrepreneur. Everybody says entrepreneur. Now, I've seen both sides, but when do you become a businessman? Or is that an old person's word?
Old person's word.
Because entrepreneur, if you look it up, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a big fancy business.
I think an entrepreneur is that day.
Definition of entrepreneur.
That day.
Entrepreneur means a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses, taking on greater than normal financial risks in order to do so.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm not really taking on greater than normal financial risks.
I think it's more just having a fixed salary versus control your own destiny type thing. I think an entrepreneur is, that day at University of Delaware in the dorms where the light went off in my head where I was like, wow, I just made $34. Two things. A, understanding that, wow, there's an opportunity. That means you're an entrepreneur. And the second thing is an entrepreneur, when you get a little taste, then you double, triple, quadruple down, you go fast and you go all in. So I did that. And then I just knocked on more doors. I went onto more floors. Like with this art shit with IKONICK, like when it hit, it was a psychotic addiction. We did the first $3 million part-time, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., 6 p.m.
Who thought that up? Like, were you guys just like, dude, we can make some kick-ass looking art that like everyone's going to want?
No. Long story short, I was managing an artist, and 95% of his emails were people that couldn't afford the art. So I dropped a limited time print, made 20 grand. So I saw the hole in the price point art market. And then my partner, Jeff Cole, who's a really talented designer, was on Instagram, and he's like, wow, there's all this motivation, this photography, the memes, the pop culture. So then I owned big Instagram accounts. I started fucking around drop shipping art. And then in 2017, in February, we went on Shopify. And then in March, we did ads, 6 figures, month one. And at that point, I really can say at this point, I'm confident that we created the whole entire price point, D2C, social media driven art business. And since then, there's been millions of copycats and new companies.
What's D2C?
Direct to consumer, online only. And yeah, man, we just got a little taste, and then it became like psycho for people out there that were, that have a Shopify store. Like when you get an order, it says like, it has this like cha-ching, this ring. And I will always remember to this day, like the third month, it kept cha-chinging, and Jeff had all of his buddies outside. He was about to go downstairs. They were outside waiting for him. They literally drove from Santa Monica to pick him up, and they were going out in downtown. And on his way out, it was like cha-ching, cha-ching, and then it started going faster. The cha-chings on his way out, and literally he opened up the door, and he's like, "Fuck that shit, I'm staying." So that's when I knew that it was a real thing, when it really started picking up. And with an entrepreneur, once you start getting that momentum, it becomes an addiction. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You can also lose that addiction.
The second that I would lose passion for what I'm doing is the second that I would create some sort of plan to get out. You know, for me, what I've learned, a really good book is Built to Sell. I'm in the process. I'm not perfect, but I'm really creating structure in my company that I want to become irrelevant. I'm way too relevant to my company. Jeff at one point was the only artist. Way too relevant. What happens if Jeff gets hit by a car? We're fucked. Now we have 15 artists. So it's really about framing my company and building structures, systems where if I'm gone for 2 weeks, it'll still run. So for me, if you lose that passion, you should get out for sure.
What you won't tell me the most popular one. So what was your best month? Like, was there a particular month or
No, so November, December, the biggest months for retail. You usually do 20 to 30% of your business. I love like Black Friday and Cyber Monday. That's so much fun. I work remote in New York with my family, and it's just like the most fun time ever.
Yeah, well, before I knew you, I was scrolling and doing my thing, and I saw you, not you, but the art, or I forget the ad, but it was cool. It's good art, man. It's like, shit, dude, that's going to look cool above my desk. Plus, you guys stage it to where it is behind a desk.
Yeah, so my business partner, Jeff Cole, you guys should check him on Instagram, Cole. I think he's the most talented artist in the world. He wore all the hats in the beginning. I mean, for all intents and purposes, we had Jake's, my camera guy's here with me right now. They were joking around yesterday that he basically was like an interior designer as well. So like the fact that you just mentioned that it was perfectly staged, he created that environment. He made sure that it made sense. You know what I'm saying? Like he made sure that it was, color coordinated, and you didn't have, a modern piece in a not modern environment. So that was all done by Jeff. Literally, I mean, it was all him. And now obviously we've created a team, but
Yeah, well, it made me order a couple of them.
I know, I got you now. We
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
We gotta get down those other ones.
Yeah, well, again, dude, you can slam. You should have a rubber stamp. Just walk by the ones I got and just hit IKONICK, so they think it's one. But then that hurts your brand. This is just my jicky jacky attempts.
I like the quotes. I don't know about the pictures associated with them. We gotta
Dude,
work on those.
That's because my designers did it, and they're not artists. They're just graphic designers. But trust me, dude, I've looked at like that one with the eye. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Sorry.
Sorry,
guys.
Then somebody like sent me a picture of just their eye, and one of my friends, and it said, "I'm listening." Which, if you guys saw the thing, it's like one big eye with the world inside of it, and it says, "Listen with your eyes, and you'll see all you need to hear." Which, again, good fucking quote, but like a big old eyeball with the world in it, it doesn't match.
Yeah, we can just give that to Jeff, and he'll come up with a good idea.
Yeah, dude, that's what I was asking you. Like, will you guys customize shit? Like, I'll give you quotes and let someone, think up the art, the picture, the setting to make those words come alive. Because I got my own original shit, bro.
I know.
And if I see any of them on your thing, I won't even stop you. You can be like, fuck, that's mine. Go ahead. And I'll bet you some of them will sell because my shit's good.
Everybody that's listening, when we post Brad, I want you to blast the comment section for us to do a collab.
Let's see here what it says. It says, the more hands shake, more money you make. You can't get rich making poor choices. If you value money over relationships, you'll have neither. Neither, not neither.
I like that.
That's good. That's true, too. It's only lonely at the top if you don't help anyone else get there. Now, again, that's mine. Fuck you. That's mine. I said it. Here's another one. Dude, some people tell you to save for a rainy day. I'll tell you to follow the sun.
That's good.
Yeah, it's like, dude, why? Well, because when we're growing up, dude, unbeknownst to our parents who are loving us and trying to help make sure we grow up happy, dude, they're putting the wrong shit in our heads. Have you ever been told to save money?
Yeah, I come from a really conservative family, so I mean, my route is fucking crazy.
But have you been told to save money?
Of course.
Okay, now watch. Now look at this analogy. It's very simple. let's pretend money is a tool, because it is. But let's just pretend money is a tool. And all your money's in a tool shed where they're all tools. And you want to build a house. And you walk into that tool shed that's filled with tools, and you grab a screwdriver and you go out and try to build your house. And when I say, why don't you use the rest of the tools? You're like, no, I'm supposed to save those tools.
Man, it makes no sense.
Dude, it's stupid. Money's a tool. It has absolutely no value if you don't use it. So if I've got $100,000 in the bank and everyone's scared me that shit might crash and you better have some savings in case, you're warning me about impending doom that probably ain't going to happen. When in reality, the right advice is not blow it. Okay, not be ill prepared. Obviously, there's budgets and cushions and emergency funds, but at the end of the day, dude, I would tell you to use that money. I've literally coached a business owner. And they called and asked, well, how do we do this? How do we do that? And I said, well, where are you right now? They, we have about $500,000 in the bank and we're doing this. I said, you have $500,000 in the bank? They're like, yeah. I'm like, what are you doing with it? Well, that's in case this happens and that happens. So they weren't using it. And I'm like, dude, money is a tool. Okay. That money right there could accelerate your business 3 times, but you're not touching it. Like, that's literally when I thought up the tool shed thing. I'm like, dude, money's a tool. It's meant to be used. You're asking me how to go faster, and you're not using, the Ferrari in your garage. Like, dude, use the money. They ended up using the money, not blowing the money. Don't get that twisted, Bomb Squad. Don't blow the money. Use the money intelligently. Invest the money. Use the money. It's a tool. And then next thing you know, they had $2 million in the bank a year later. And he said point blank, dude, they never would have spent that money ever. And they probably wouldn't have had the success they had. And all they did is, again, used it. You can use money. If you can spend $100,000 in Facebook and get back 110, how much would you put in that account? As much as you could. Am I...
Yeah, no, for me, I've only, just now, the last couple of years, things have started going well for me. And now I'm just looking at where to put the money, to be honest with you. But
now you got enough to invest, but you still shouldn't save it. Like, for example, money in a bank might be earning you what? 1%?
Nothing.
Yeah, you take that money out of the bank, go give it to an apartment building. Go give it to something that has cash flow returns on that money. And now you're making 20% on your money. Your money's making money. And dude, that's the real freedom, is whenever you have enough money invested that literally no business idea, no recurring revenue, no MLM paycheck, no bullshit, just straight up your money makes money. And it makes more than you spend on your budget. And then you're done. So somebody wants to be financially free, figure out how much money you want to live on. So let's say it's $20,000 a month. Let's say you're freaking you just want to be comfortable. So normal person, $20,000 a month is pretty comfortable, right? So $20,000 a month. Okay, if you're making 20%, how much money do you need invested? $100,000 if you're making $20,000. Well, I mean, if it's monthly. We're just doing general math. So you put $100,000 away and you start making $20,000 a month in recurring interest from that investment. You don't have to work another day in your life.
You're preaching facts right now.
Yeah. So
I'm excited to go on the offense. I'm just now starting to look to go on the offense.
How long has it been?
It's just starting right now. Like, I'm looking to go into real estate. Obviously, I have an art company. I have a passion for art. So I'm going to put a couple % of my money into art, just long-term holdings.
That's ballsy there.
It's not when I'm
are you
educated
getting,
on it.
Picassos? What
No.
are you getting?
No, like, there's a guy I really like. His name's Brent Estabrook. His pieces are, $20,000 to $100,000. I know where all of his inventory is. I know him. I know his manager. I think that those pieces will 100% appreciate. There's another artist. His name is Mike Dargis. So I managed an artist before I started this art company, so I understand the art market. I'm not an expert by any means, but it's understanding where their inventory is, and as long as you're willing to hold it long term, then a lot of people said that you should invest anywhere from 1% to 4% of your money in art. And ironically enough, Jay-Z just came out saying that he was a billionaire, and
I saw that.
70 million of his 1 billion was invested into art. So
Yeah, but that's just because they like cool shit on their walls. They just happen to have enough money to buy the right shit. Next thing you know, it doubles in value.
You'd be surprised. I know people that have bought stuff for 10, 20, 30 grand, and now it's 300, 400,000. So,
But you have to be astute. You got to be like really good at that. Because again, I bought art. I used to sell art. You ever heard of Erte?
no.
Well, Erte was considered the father of the Art Deco movement. His actual name is Roman de Tertov. However, his initials, RT in French, was Erte. But, I mean, major dude. And he does like almost, well, it's Art Deco. So I bought a lithograph that was supposedly worth 10 grand. Dude only wanted $2,500 for it. And I'm like, dude, these sell for 10 grand in my gallery. Like, shit, this is worth it. So I freaking scraped together $2,500 thinking I'm going to snatch it and go, sell it for $5. So I bought it for $2,500. I went everywhere. Nobody wanted it. And I'm like, fuck, dude, then this thing ain't worth shit. How are we selling them in the thing for 10 grand? So I went to the guy that owned the art gallery and I'm like, look, he didn't even want it for $2,500. And I'm like, dude, look, you're selling that for $10,000. Why isn't this, worth something? And at the end of the day, he basically said, well, because that's on my wall and that one isn't. In other words, the customers that are walking through want that because it's there. I don't even know what that means, except for I couldn't sell this piece of art for even what I paid for it. Only though, because I didn't know who wanted it. Now, if everyone in the world knew that I had it and there was Erte collectors, I probably would have got my money. But I didn't.
How long ago was this?
25 years. And by the way,
completely different world now.
And by the way, I still have it. I still have the thing.
I could give it to a couple of dealers and they can sell it for you. It's much different now. It's social and there's tons of art expos, Art Basel. It's really just understanding the inventory that they have out there in the world.
Well, then how come I can't just get a piece of canvas, slap up some kick-ass acrylic paint and just go, oh, that's in the mud. How does it make you feel? And it's like, wait a minute. I don't even see anything in there except for smeared. Yeah. Does it evoke that feeling? Like,
I mean, there's artists, I don't want to call it any names. I mean, there's people that literally are not artistically trained and literally they just are not artists and they just come up with shit. And like I've seen.
And it sells.
Yeah, and they're just like, oh, how much? And he just guesses and he's just like, oh, $16,000. So, I mean, it's obviously just what people will buy it for. You obviously need a buyer that would buy it. But I think the one big thing in the higher end art market is inventory, especially like when you pass away, there's only X amount of pieces. So if there's any type of fan base or demand for it, there's only X amount of pieces and there's never, ever any more to be made again. So for me, it's just knowing that, I mean, Brent's manager, they know where every single piece is. And they're actually buying back pieces they sold in the beginning for triple the amount they sold it. So if I'm buying a piece from somebody that controls their own market, I'll invest in that all day.
And that's another thing. I have about 8 pieces from someone like that. Dude, I do. I don't
I'm sorry.
I don't even want to name his name, but dude, he acts like, I'm somebody cool because I'm the largest, I'm the largest holder of his artwork in the world. Like that means something. And
I can't speak on that.
Fuck, nobody wants to buy it. I've tried to sell it. Like shit, doesn't match my house anymore.
You could tell me offline the name. I might be able to help.
Oh, I bet you've never even heard of him.
Sorry.
But if he listens to Drop Bombs, I'm going to get a text. He's going to be all butthurt. But hey, who decides? Well, the owner decides. Like, if I love your shit so much and it's worth $100 grand to me and you made it for $5, what does it matter?
Yeah, I mean, it's the old, the Picasso thing. Someone, he drew something on a napkin and they go, how much? And he's like, $20,000. They're like, oh, it took you 5 minutes. He goes, no, it actually took me a lifetime to do that. So it's all perceived value.
You heard of Tony Curtis? You know, the actor.
Tony, what was he in?
I don't know. Fuck. He was even before me. But Tony Curtis, like, I forget what the movies he was in, but definitely famous back in the day. So he started painting shit. And the art gallery I worked at, had a big old thing where Arnold Schwarzenegger came and all these fucking stars came and they were selling his art. Well, he grabbed a little notebook, sketched it out, signed it, gave it to me, and I got that. That's like 25 years old. Like, is that worth anything?
Maybe.
Where can I off my shit?
I have some guys. You literally need to send me a Dropbox folder of all these pictures. I might be able to help you.
Good, because they're just literally in a storage facility and have been for 10 years. I keep waiting on this house that's going to match all this kick-ass art. Because other than, see, most people, they'll buy a house and then buy the art. Like, I think you build the house around the art.
I don't know about that.
Like, I got some shit down on Venice. I don't know if it was Venice, but down in LA where the artists are sitting there doing. I got my favorite pieces down there. Cheap. It's the dude that sits there on the boardwalk all day and does it. Kick-ass ones. I can't wait, dude. I got a billiard room piece. Fucking looks like a lizard. It looks like Angelina Jolie. It looks like that chick on Avengers that turns blue. What's her name? Looks like that shit, dude. It's badass. And then I got another one where Lady Gaga's holding 2 machine guns. And these are originals, dude.
You have Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Lady Gaga's got 2 machine guns like this. And it's 2 originals. Our originals got to be worth more than lithos and serigraphs.
I need to see all these pictures.
Oh, yeah, dude. I got them all rolled up and tucked away. They're all on canvas, all originals. So what's your favorite piece you own now?
My favorite piece, I mean, outside of the best sellers, I would say there's a Muhammad Ali piece that says "Keep Going" over it. I really like that. And then my new favorite piece is "Rest at the End, Not in the Middle." I actually have it tattooed on my leg. It's a quote from Kobe Bryant's middle school teacher. I'm a huge fan of Kobe Bryant. I listen to all of his content. Not that much. He's been on a couple podcasts, but more of his YouTube stuff. So yeah, rest at the end, not in the middle. And that's
coincidentally, I just saw him say that like yesterday or day before
serious?
on a TV show. Yeah.
Wow.
Kobe Bryant was talking and he said that.
Yeah, he's gonna get that piece, and I'm gonna meet him. That's one of my affirmations for the year.
Yeah, it was just like.
You serious?
Yeah, it was like yesterday or the day before. I was watching TV, Kobe Bryant, and he brought up that exact quote.
Yep. And I live my life like that. It's, if something can get done right now, I don't wait till tomorrow to do it. And it's all about just completing things. A lot of people get stuff, 70, 80, 90% done, which I'm doing my best to complete everything.
So you got stores opening, you got collabs happening, you got, sales increasing. When I talked to you earlier, I said, what kind of value can you bring to the Bomb Squad besides the obvious? You said, man, I can teach sales, closing, marketing, digital marketing, because you've had to do it all for IKONICK.
Yep. I would say like the most important thing is, it all revolves around authenticity, and it's really finding something that aligns with your passion and your effort. So everyone, says, do something you're passionate about, which I agree, but it also needs to be aligned with something that, at 5 o'clock in the morning, you can wake up and do it. At midnight, you could still be doing it. So in my advice to anybody out there, I'm not sure what the demo is of the people listening, but, I would spend however long you need. It could be at 20 or at 40. Search to find something that you truly love, and you can just put in that work. Because people, sorely misunderstand. You can't win unless you're putting in the work. And I think, for me, that is the core thesis of our whole entire company, is we just work like maniacs. So finding something you're passionate about and that you could put a lot of effort into it. Sounds simple, but.
Are you married?
I'm not. I'm single.
That's lucky.
The grass is greener, my man. It's a savage world out there. The females are more savage than the males.
Well, I would agree, but again, marriage is 60% in a divorce, the other 40 in death. So it's not really a good proposition either way you go.
I'm trying to check out soon. It's getting confusing.
You're going to get married?
I'd like to get married and have kids.
Really?
I'm offering a finder's fee too if you got any good leads.
Oh, I got tons of leads.
Do you?
Sure. Matter of fact, some of them are listening.
Let's go,
folks.
guys.
If you guys want to hook it up, get a hold of Mark Brazil and let him know Brad sent you. It's funny because that painting in my office.
I'm gonna judge your influence by how many DMs I get on that. Just so you know.
Well, that's a good way to judge influence. It's true, because most people think influencers are actually influential, and they're not.
Yeah, I mean, a big thing is, are they influencing purchases? We've dealt with people that have 20 million plus followers, but they don't sell.
Which means they're not influential.
Exactly.
And which means they're not an influencer.
Yep.
Because I was having this argument the other day, like, influencers are known as, oh, they got all these followers. Well, first of all, they might be fake. And a lot of them are. Secondly, even if they're not fake, but I can say, hey, I love this book and no one buys it. Well, then they're not influential. They're just popular.
Yeah, we've found great success. You want another bomb. great success with micro influencers. So the delta between paying someone with 1 million followers versus paying someone with 100,000 is monumental. With 1 million,
Coincidentally, dude, I got 137 and growing.
you're in a great spot. You got good engagement.
But I don't think, I mean, again, when I bring people on here and shit sells, because it does, it sells because of what they say. Like if anyone's going to go buy IKONICK, it's because they heard me say it. They heard you talking. They went to a website. Your art was good and they bought it. So again, I can't take credit if you go sell 1 million paintings or 1 million chicks hit you up because I said to. They're listening to you.
Yep.
And if I can get them to do you without, I mean, in other words, if I can get someone to do you because I said to, that to me is real influence.
I agree.
They're gonna look you up, bro. And if you don't get DMs, don't blame me, motherfucker. Check your picture.
It's a good picture, bro.
Yeah, but you better look at your picture because it ain't gonna be my fault.
You could lead them to the water, but
I guarantee you, someone's gonna be looking you up for sure, for sure. Now again, if you get no DMs, blame your parents. Don't blame me. OBL sent them that way. They just got scared.
I need a breeder. I always talk about that, and people make fun of me. My friends make fun of me when I meet a girl. I want a breeder. Genetics are relevant. You're a savage like that, so I could say that.
Huge. And that's another thing too. It's like if you're looking, you're never going to find one.
I hear that all the time, and I've given up on looking, and things have gotten a little better. But
see, and I'm telling you, dude, because guys used to come over to my house and want me to go out because when I went out, done deal. Like it was done deal. And you know why it was done deal?
Funny as shit, bro.
But you know why it was done deal? Because I didn't go out to get laid or pick up chicks. I went out to have fun, and chicks like to have fun.
I think it's because you're confident. You have a great hairline too, bro.
Dude, I attracted people because we were out having fun.
No, I mean, yeah. For me, I think I'm a genuinely fun guy, so I would agree with that. When I go out, I'm not hunting, bro. It's not like that.
But you see those guys that'll go out and you'll see like 3 guys sitting at a table and all they're doing is looking at everybody. They're not talking. They're just doing this with their drinks. You'll notice now that I said
know.
something.
I'm not 23, bro.
Yeah,
sure.
But dude, I'm telling you, they're all over. I'll go to a bar with friends and I'll be like, watch these fucking clowns. They're literally, obviously there to pick up chicks, and it looks stupid because they're not talking. They're just looking around. And then one of them will get up and take a little lap. Then they'll walk up and approach a couple of people talking and get shot down. And he'll go sit down with his buddy and they'll continue to look around the bar. I promise you guys, here, if you guys are single and you're out at a bar, forget who's in the bar, have fun with who you're with, have shots, party up or down, however you party, and freaking just enjoy yourself and don't worry about anything. And all the girls will come to you. They're wondering, who are these people that don't care I'm standing here? Who are these people that are having so much fun and I'm not involved? And next thing you know, dude, they just come around.
I mean, that's a privileged life. That's not like it for everyone. I agree with that.
I think it works. Try it. Have you ever tried it?
Of course. I'm nice with it. Come on, bro. I agree.
But
Always.
you got to have lines too. Like one time, this table of girls was just shooting down everybody trying to get them.
Yep.
So my friend, because they know that I'm the guy. So they said to me, let's see you go break into that table, because we were watching them get just shot down, no matter who it was.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's my favorite group to go to.
Yeah. So I rolled over. I said, again, these are cheesy, but it worked. I rolled over and I said, "Excuse me." They all started looking like, "What do you want?" And I said, "I'm gonna make you a deal." I had American Express, and I said, "I'm gonna buy all the drinks." And then I flipped it, landed as soon as it landed, and I said, "If you guys promise not to hog all the covers later." Dude, instantly they started laughing. Next thing you know, we were drinking. Next thing you know, we were dancing. And dude, this freaking evening was so amazing for one reason. I did all this work, had my buddies in, everybody was in.
Yep.
We go to this club. It was at actually the Mandalay Bay. So we go to, I forget what it is on over there. Now it's something else, but it was something else. So we go over there and I drank so fucking much, dude. I couldn't even see straight.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there dancing with this chick, and all of a sudden the floor was like this. I'm dancing straight up, and the floor just went wham and stood up and hit me in the head. And then I realized, no, fucker, you just fell over. I was literally dancing like this, and next thing you know, I just went bam, and fell on my fucking side of my face
Are you married?
in the middle. Now I am.
And you have a good wife that she allows this.
Allows what?
Just the savagery.
Well, she wasn't there.
I know.
This was years before her.
I know.
Now I only get to do it once a month. No, just joking. But dude, listen, trust me. You feel like a dick when you're dancing and you're so drunk the floor hits you in the face. Everybody got laid but me.
No, I've gotten very drunk before and been in that situation. I'm in your spot. I only drink a couple times a month. I go hard when I do, but
Why drink otherwise?
yeah, it's a tough thing.
Why
It's
do you-
just weird when you go out like on a date and you're not drinking. Like obviously when you go out on a date, usually they're going to be drinking. So it's just
It's
weird.
a social.
Yeah, for me it's from a social perspective, but how I look at it as is my buddy Kevion made like a really good point. It's like for me, if you look at your daily life from a 1 to a 10, most people will say 8 or 9. I feel like every day is the best day, so I say 10, but let's just say a 9. And if it's Thursday and Friday and you're sober both days, 9 plus 9 equals 18. If you're drunk, let's say it's a 10. On Thursday you're a 10, but what about the next day? From a 1 to a 10, you're a 4.
Two.
A 4. So I mean, it's either an 18 or a 14. If you really look at stuff from like a granular perspective and you're analytical,
Better pay attention. That's a good one.
yeah, I mean, that next day is you're fucked. And now for me, if I get lit up on a Friday, I mean, my recovery is like early Sunday.
You got any go-to lines or introductions?
I just go with a smile and the high.
How's it been working for you?
Life is good. I don't want to get too much into. I don't want to get too much into it on here. Let's just see
I
the
just-
leads that come in through the DMs.
Yeah, I'm just checking because your approach matters. Like I know people that roll up and they're all creepy and fucking.
I was just with a girl yesterday, and she said that everyone is creepy. I'm not creepy, so I would say I'm not creepy.
Well, you got to roll up with something funny. Like,
No, man.
like,
If you have a nice smile, you're 6'1" and not poor, you're good.
you roll up, you say, "Hey, listen, according to my magic watch, you're not wearing any panties," and then they show you their G-string. Usually, they'll be like, "Well, your watch is wrong," and then you go, "No, it's just an hour fast." My name's Brad. What's yours?
Bro, you're ridiculous. This is amazing.
Dude, they're just lines, man. You've heard the old pickup lines that are out there. You just make variations of them.
I'm telling you, man, the smile and just the slow approach from it is what works.
Believe it or not, that's the best possible. When people ask me, I say, walk up, introduce yourself. If you want to be like clever in any way, here's the one I always recommend. You ready?
Let's hear it.
And if you try this, mark my words, you'll get at least through the introduction.
I'm trying it tonight. Let's go.
Okay, you walk up to any girl you want. Any girl you want, doesn't matter which one it is. Walk up and say, "Excuse me." And they'll turn around and look at you. Reach your hand out and say, "I thought it would be an absolute travesty if I let you walk by without at least introducing myself."
I like that.
Mark Brazil. And they're going to say whatever. Now, there's training that goes beyond that, but that will get you past the ice, and then you should be good to go, bro. You're cool. You ain't scared.
Is there? So you remember what was that show? The guy's name was Mystery, that dating show on like MTV. Remember that show? Like the Pickup Artist, I think it was called.
No.
Is there like really good? And there was a guy Stephen Ward that had like a show on MTV, like Matchmaker show.
Yeah.
Is there training for like how to pick up girls?
Yes.
There is. Is that a big
Yes.
market?
I don't know, but
Is that a subset within your market? Like, are they using like Lightspeed?
Well, what's funny, because again, just about last week or the week before, someone rolls in here. I'm like, "Oh, I just wanted to meet you. Everyone keeps saying we need to meet. I thought they were here for a Lightspeed system." I'm like, "Well, so what are you here for?" "Well, everyone just thinks we need to meet and talk." So I'm like, "Okay." Turns out he's a mover and a shaker, like a big dude. Hangs out with freaking Tony Hsieh and all the wigs that you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "So what is it you do?" And he operates a school here, which is basically like the Pickup Artist. So you go in, but they have hidden videos. They go out and do it at the bars. Like it's like a big school. Then they do big numbers. And I'm like, "Right here in town?" He's like, "Yeah, you should come out and freaking like be one of our hidden judges or whatever." I'm like, "Dude, I didn't even know that." So there's something right here in town that does that. They will take you out, hidden cameras, walk you through it, radio in your ear, tell
Yep.
you what to say, and basically get you paired up, show you how to pick up girls.
I think with that, they're already ahead of the ball if you just take action. Because I think so many guys are scared to just shoot the shot.
1,000%.
That's like the thing with me. Like I just don't give a shit if they say no. So I'll shoot the shot all day.
Well, then you're just shooting them down. Then you ain't got no problem getting them. You just haven't found one.
No, I'm saying I'll just walk up to any girl. Like if
Yeah,
I
but,
see,
but that's the secret.
yeah, if I see a girl on the way out that I think is cute, then I'll say something to her.
Something like stupid or something good.
As simple and direct as you're cute.
Like what?
As you're cute, and I'll smile at her. That works 60% of the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got the data to back it up.
Well, I mean, you're in Vegas, dude.
Yeah, out here, it's uneven playing field.
But like you're cute.
People have different expectations out here.
Well, again, a compliment, you're cute, that might work. But I'm telling you, the one that will work
I know you already told me it'd be a travesty.
every time you walk up and you say it sincerely, man, I thought it would be a travesty if I didn't at least introduce myself.
With the big smile at the end.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that, but I'm gonna do a little spin on it.
Let's see you do it. Let's see you do it.
No, I need
Go ahead,
to
role play.
I need to think. I don't. Is that a big thing with Lightspeed? Is a role play?
Dude, if you really want to master anything, you fucking role play. You practice. Okay. There's 4 things that you do. First, you have to have good content, because if I teach you wrong effectively, you're going to do it wrong. So you have good content.
Yep.
Then you have repetition. Then you have practice, role play. Then you have accountability. Without those 4, it's not really training, and you're not really doing anything. You're exposing yourself to information, and you can pick things up. But if you want to master something, you really want to learn something, all 4 of those are key. So if I'm going to teach you to go pick up girls, and I say, okay, say this, and then I say, now say it to me, and you're like, dude, I get it. I know what to say. I heard you. You go out there, next thing you know, you're not confident. You got marbles in your mouth. You said it wrong. Give you an example. I used to tell, I'm on Xbox Live. We were playing with our buddies, and someone said something, and I used to say, man, you're going down like a fag on a boner. And everybody started laughing like a son of a bitch. They're like, oh, dude, that's the funniest thing ever. Well, my buddy that listens to it and kept laughing at it calls me one day, and he goes, dude, what did you say the other night that everyone laughs, and like you always say it? I'm like, what? And he goes, dude, like, about the boner thing. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, you're going down like a fag on a boner. And he said, oh, that's the problem. And I said, what? He goes, dude, I was walking around work all day going, dude, I'm going down on you. Like, I said, yeah, it's not I'm going down on you. Like,
No, I understand that.
You're going down. You're going down. Like, it's competition. So he didn't get it. Go ahead. Give it a shot. One shot. He don't want to practice. He's like, I ain't practicing here, bro.
I don't. I'm not going to practice.
You can't even remember what I said?
Something about a travesty if I didn't come up to you.
Yeah. How would you say that?
For me, I would more go after the best looking one in the bar, and I would tell her like something like that. I would just take a different route.
By the way, have you ever gotten ugly early?
What do you mean?
Like, get ugly early? Most guys, they'll show up to a bar, start picking them up. They get a little too picky. They're waiting for the good ones. And pretty soon, guess what? There are no good ones. And now you leave with the ugly one late at night. Some people are like, fuck it. Just get ugly early. Show up, get with the
Secure early.
No, get with the ugly one and start having fun with the ugly one, but not like being obnoxious, but just talking and giving her attention. And sure enough, the ugly ones always got the best looking friends. And they walk up, and you're being nice to the ugly one. Now, when people hear this, they're like, "Oh, this is rude and chauvinistic." No, there's ugly dudes too. Don't you ever notice, ladies? There's always the ugly dude, right? There's always the ugly dude with the friends, and he's always the one happy, frickin' doesn't know he's the ugly one either. Girls, same thing. You never been cock blocked by the ugly one?
Not in a while.
You know what I'm talking about, though?
Of course, yeah.
So that's before, dude, when I was out in that world. I grew up since then. That's why I would say people don't change. People do change. Have you changed?
I've changed big time.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. With people don't change. I hear that all the time. I've seen myself change drastically.
changed.
My values have stayed the same, but for me, like my discipline, my life structure, my goals, what I prioritize has changed dramatically.
No, my values changed. Like, dude, back in the day, I'd say 24, 25, 26 or younger. Oh, I'll cheat on you.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Like, if I had a girlfriend, it'd be like, shh, don't tell anybody. Like,
yeah, but that was early in the day where you probably were just drunk a lot and weren't serious about your life, right? Or no?
well, no, I mean, I had a girlfriend and said, hey, we're exclusive, but I had no intention of being.
Yep.
I was stupid. I was a jack off. And then now I would never, dude, never cheat on my wife.
It's because you're an adult.
It's because I changed. It's like I didn't realize it would hurt people and it would cause problems and it would cause depression and fights and drama. And, I grew up and I'm like, dude, there's no reason to cheat. If I really want to have sex with another girl, I'd go home and tell my wife, look, I want to be separate or be in an open relationship. Because it's easier that way, believe it or not. Most people think it's easier to lie and try to get away with it. You never get away with it.
That's why I've been single for almost 5 years. Is I won't commit to someone unless I know that I won't be a d-bag. Exactly.
Dude, you're a smart dude. Where'd you learn all this? Your parents give you good parenting?
I had the two most amazing parents, but my father never really gave me this type of advice. I learned everything through my own failures and my own stupidity and experiences, to be frank with you. I never even had a mentor until the last year and a half. I've become really close with do you know who Kevion is? He's a really, really big real estate agent in Orange County. He's like my pseudo life coach. And then, guys like Scooter and Gary I talk to a lot. So this guy named Miles who works for Wheels Up.
You and Gary and Scooter buddies now?
Yeah, we're buddies. I'd say Scooter I talk to more than Gary. Gary's just, they're both really busy. But Scooter's also in LA and we're doing a lot of different initiatives with him. Gary's he's just so busy.
You shoot the shit and send each other jokes?
Yeah, we're on text with jokes.
That's buddies.
Yeah.
That's buddies.
We've got some animated gifs, yeah.
Yeah, like people are like, dude, you friends with Ed Milet and Andy Frisella? And I'm like, kinda, but like we don't hang out like freaking high school buddies. But if I text them a joke and they laugh, if I call their phone, they'll answer. I consider that a buddy nowadays. They your buddy?
Yep.
Good. Call that motherfucker Gary and tell him to get on my show.
I'll make a deal.
What?
If I get him on this, then you get me on my. I'm already talked to Milet and Andy, but Ed Milet, I'm like, I love his podcast.
Dude, Milet's podcast is like just solid value.
Yeah, I'm not.
So is Andy's though. Now the only thing I've heard on some occasions from some people is, oh, Andy sounds pissed.
Who cares? What does that even mean?
Well, I don't know, but again, this is where I always keep going back to, dude. Everyone has their own flavor.
Yep.
So Andy's value, whether you like his tone or not, is irrelevant, dude. His value's fucking strong. That 75 hard program,
Crazy.
it's fucking valuable. Ed Milet has value. Every word comes out of his mouth is value.
I was just gonna say that for him, there's absolutely zero fluff. I don't like his interviews as much as I like his, 25 to 45 minutes just rants on like.
And he's well spoken, dude.
Oh,
you ever see him speak?
No, but
Great speaker.
he's really articulate.
Oh yeah, like if I was gonna try to be a speaker, I would, model myself after Ed because, dude, he's just every word is excellent and descriptive and quick, and there's no ums, and he's eloquent, man. Just boom, 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 and inspiring, and brings it down and brings it up. I think he's practiced personally. Like
He does practice. I listened on his podcast. He talks about practice.
yeah, he's too damn good at it. Like he literally looks like, wow, like that is a great speaker. So, and the only way you can get great is practice.
Yep. You listen to Jesse Itzler?
And by the way, no, but I like Jesse.
He is. I think he's like one of the best in the whole game.
And not only that, he's fucking real, dude. Last year at Thrive, I spoke.
Yep.
Jesse comes walking by, and keep in mind, Jesse does well, even though his wife is a billionaire. He didn't do too shabby his damn self.
Oh, he crushed it.
Yeah,
He was a musician. He did it at Go New York. Owns the Hawks, sold Marquis Jets. He's a savage,
Dude, I know.
Lived with monks, lived with David Gog. He's crazy.
Dude, again, that's the other reason. But most people say, oh, Jesse, his wife's a billionaire. Like, dude, Jesse himself is worth hundreds of millions. And now that he's married, he's worth billions too. But he was rolling down the Hard Rock, about ready to go upstairs, sees me, comes over. Brad, how you doing, man? Jesse, I'm like, dude, I know who you are. I saw your deal because his speeches are awesome too.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And he introduced himself. We were talking, and he mentioned something. And some people patronize you, like, "Hey, good speech, man." So he said, "Hey, good speech," and I'm like, thinking in my head, you didn't even fucking hear it. And I said, what was your best takeaway? Which was my way of saying, what the fuck did I talk about that?
Yep.
Dude, the dude opened his notebook and had fucking 3 pages of everything I said. And it's not because I said it. He had 3 pages of notes from everybody there. So he's sitting there already worth $1 billion at least. And if not him personally, his family. He's powerful, dude. He's sitting there listening to every speaker there, take notes the whole time. He's in a t-shirt. He's not trying to be fancy. He didn't have a fucking expensive watch. He doesn't give a rat's ass. He's talking to everybody, nice to everybody, participating in everything. Dude, I love guys like that.
The biggest bosses are just lifelong learners. That's the whole entire game.
Yeah. And he gets in a cold tub. Do you know Jesse or no?
I don't know him. I know him. We talk via DM back and forth. That's all I got right now.
So you want me to get you Ed, you'll get me Gary. And by the way, like Gary sent out this thing called Influencers Camp or whatever.
Yeah.
I knew it was a form letter, but anyone with a certain amount. So I'm like, okay, well let me just sign up for this because I'm gonna get to Gary one way or the other.
You're funny.
So then the next email came out. Hey, not that we're gonna do anything, but like, what would you want to post something for Gary? Just what would you want? And I said, for him to be on my podcast. Like, in other words, I don't need to charge Gary money to post for shit and do anything. Get his ass on my podcast. I just want him to sit here and shoot the shit.
I'll hit time.
Why? Mainly because of the patience thing, but mostly because, dude, Gary's like me, dude. He says it like it is. He's got his own opinion. He's not ashamed of it, and I love people like that. We could sit here and argue for 7 hours or agree for 7 hours. It'd be a fucking fire podcast because Gary's the right type of guest. So are you, by the way. You ain't afraid of shit.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
You know how many people will sit here and worry about what they say, what they
give a
don't
shit.
say?
I already said some ridiculous shit that's going to live on the internet forever.
Not on here, you mean? You mean in the past?
Both.
What have you said here? Let's point it out so everyone remembers.
6'1", not ugly. And
Are you
not
6'1"?
Not poor. 6'1.5", 171. 2 to 4 abs, depending on what it is. Yeah, that's ridiculous too.
Dude, so you're a half inch taller than me then.
You're 6'1"?
6'1".
You got bigger guns though.
225.
I got nicer abs though.
Dude, I'm 200 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal.
I was impressed that you were like, I forgot how I found out the last time we talked about it. You were like an Olympic runner or some shit.
Well, fast, but
Fast.
wasn't Olympic.
Not Olympic, something.
Yeah, I ran a 4.40.
That's really impressive.
You know, well, it was. I'd probably fall on my face now. But I do have a video here because all the little fucking whippersnappers like this didn't believe me. So we had a kickball game. So we were over there and someone said, hey, Brad, if you're so fast, let's fucking line up. So we all lined up. There was probably 20.
Yeah.
Someone said, go. And they filmed it. Of course, I won. And when I got back, everyone was like, holy shit, holy shit. And when I looked at the video, dude, I was running like an old fat dude that couldn't move. It wasn't even anywhere close where if I worked out and conditioned myself, and I damn near could have beat everybody running backwards.
Impressive.
4.40. I'll beat you too. Sure I will.
That's winning DNA since the rep.
I'd have to go, like if I was going to bet a young kid, I'd have to go like condition because, dude, it running, believe it or not, as stupid as it sounds, like you can't run, but no, dude, your running takes practice.
No, a 4.40. So I was like a big soccer player growing up. A 4.40 is like, for me, as much as I trained, I don't think I could ever run a 4.40. That's not like a 4.6. A 4.4 is like top 5, top 8 wide receiver NFL
in the
combo.
world.
Yeah,
right. And no one told me that either, which pisses me off because I had no good parenting. I mean, my parents made sure I didn't die. They were good that way. I mean, again, I had school closed most years and like they provided most years. So they were good parents. Like,
you're from Texas, right?
No. Oregon.
Oregon.
But they were good parents in that respect, but no guidance, no leadership, no accountability, no counseling whatsoever. When I quit football, and by the way, I ran 4.40 in 8th grade, 9th grade.
Jeez.
Okay. And nobody, the coach or nobody said, holy shit, like this kid is amazing.
You should They should have been a running back.
Yeah. So when I quit football. Nobody said a word. Nobody said, get your ass back in there. Didn't quit. Swimming. When I went out for swimming, I got disqualified for being too fast I'm serious, dude. People are like, yeah, right, bro. When you go into this league, the first league is called the Guppies.
Yeah.
Okay, I was fucking 5 or 6. I was small. I've never swam before. My parents signed me up. They're like, he needs to be right there. Those are the Guppies. So everybody there, every kid there was their first year. I, go to swimming and do my thing. And, next thing we have a meet. So it's our swim meet. I dive in, boom, 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 boom. I win. Of course, I'm pumped. I'm excited. And the ref comes over and says, oh, no. And everyone's like, what? And they're all talking. And I'm just standing there thinking I won. I was disqualified because I shouldn't have been in that league based on my time. Disqualified.
Sounds like first world problems right now.
Dude, it was. But I just pissed because, dude, I could have ended up being frickin' Phelps or frickin' Dion or frickin' Brady. Like, I could have ended up being some sports celebrity. But nope, nobody guided me, man.
That's sports is a very risky route to take unless it's like one of those things where, if you're in that, top 3 or 4%, you waste so much of your life and never cross over. Obviously, if you're that top 1 or 2%, the delta between the top 1 or 2% versus 3 or 4% is making
huge
$30 or $40 million contract, or wasting your time being, a CFL journeyman and making no money, and then you're left at 30 years old with no skill set and nothing to fall back on. So for me, with my children, I'm going to be very careful with the expectations. It's like, if you want to send them to college, then it's a good way to get, free tuition and learn discipline and teamwork, relationships. Exactly. So I want my kid to wrestle. That's the one, man.
Now here, I went out for wrestling. Guess what happened? So I go out for wrestling.
Oh, let's hear it.
Listen, I go out for wrestling. First day, we don't even have the little onesies they make you wear. Yeah. So we're just in our normal PE clothes. So they're like, okay, get over there. And we start wrestling. And of course, some dude had to be the dude that had hair under his armpits before anybody else, because he had hair under his armpits. None of us had hair. This was like I was young. So he freaking gets me in this headlock. His fucking sweaty ass armpit is literally just like this. I'm locked and I can't get him out of my freaking face. And I'm literally in a sweaty armpit with hair. So I basically threw his ass like 2-3 feet in the air off of me. I just freaked out and I threw his ass off of me, stood up, walked out and quit. Not that was a cool story. Like, dude, I pinned someone in 2 seconds.
No, it gets a little weird, that sport, for sure. I mean, I did it, and I broke my wrist and ended up quitting in 7th grade. But I just think that it teaches you so much discipline, and it's 1v1. It's basically like MMA. Like you're trapped in a cage. There's no excuses. You win or shut the fuck up.
Well, the best MMA guys usually are rooted in the wrestling. So now I regret it, dude. I wish I'd be a wrestler with those cauliflower ears.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like is the cauliflower ears.
Oh, dude, you want to keep people from lipping up. Like, again, dude, you walk up and have cauliflower ears, I ain't saying shit. Like, dude, you got cauliflower ears, you're a tough motherfucker. And if you start going into the MMA, not all of them, but dude, cauliflower ears tell you, oh, we've done some rolling, son.
Yeah, it takes a bit to develop that, so they need to be deep in the game to have those cauliflower ears.
Folks, last tip on the Bomb Squad. Dude, it's been 1 hour and 13. This is the longest episode, I think, in the history of the world. So we'll close it with this. You're in a bar. Mm-hmm. You look around. You see a dude with cauliflower ears. Okay? And he basically is very polite, and he says, excuse me, move out of my way. What do you say?
At this point in my life, I would move out of the way. I've gotten in a lot of trouble in my life for doing stupid shit. I always take the high road.
Okay, so
I would politely move out of the way.
Dude, that's the fucking right answer.
I've also gotten in trouble before for doing things like that. So like for me at this point, like if someone said some shit to me, I would let them punch me in the face.
You would let them?
Yeah, I would punch them after, but I would just never initiate any type of physical altercation with where my life's at. I've gone too far, and there's too many people depending on me for me to do some stupid, immature shit that I've done before in my life.
Yeah, I'm almost there. But like, if you come, well, again, I mean, I will pop somebody if I have to, and it's mainly because you're being extremely disrespectful in front of the wrong people.
Yep.
Like if you walk up and grab my girl's ass, I don't give a fuck if you got cauliflower ears, bitch. Your nose don't got muscles. So I might get my ass kicked, but dude, if someone does that and you do nothing,
that's an independent variable.
Your wife will leave you.
Yeah, no, that's an independent variable.
Wives want to be protected, even if you get your ass kicked. They want their honor defended. So again,
I'm not in that world yet, so I don't have to worry about it. For
dude,
now, I can just worry about myself and not going to jail for beating the shit out of somebody.
Well, again, hey, look, bro. I mean, I've only fought when I was younger, and I'm not a big fighter. I don't do MMA, but I have trained a little bit just to be prepared. But at the end of the day, I don't fight either. But there's two reasons: be extremely disrespectful like that, or fuck with my kids, like my little ones. My big ones, they're fucking adults. You probably shouldn't fuck with them either. But I'd be less worried. Like, imagine, dude, because I got a beautiful 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. Imagine you're in a fucking store of some kind, Target. Say Target.
You're in the brawl.
No, and like you look and somebody snatched your kid and you're catching them, literally trying to kidnap your kid.
I would murder that person. I mean,
dude,
I don't have a kid and I don't have a wife. So for now, I'm just solely like, for me, I'm thinking about like my family in New York and my company. So my priorities are completely different.
Hey.
Like if someone touches, like for example, like my sister's kid, my nephew, like if someone touches him, then
you have to.
I would go apeshit for sure.
Yeah. So there's my only two. That's the only difference. Hey, listen, man, appreciate you coming by. One of these days, I'll get Ed Milet to be on your show. Ed, first of all, is a cool dude. Have you met him?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, dude. Great dude. Real dude. Cool dude. He would love to be on your show, as a matter of fact. He might even have you on his. But it's just a timing thing. Like, let me know where you are, what you're doing. Next time he's here, I'll say, are you here, or you want to come up here? And I can get you guys connected for sure. And again, I don't need Gary on my show, but if he's ever in Vegas, he's here a lot with doing the conventions. Fuck, dude. Tell him to swing by brother's house. This is my house. Tell him to come drop a few bombs.
It's a nice setup here.
Folks, listen, go out and follow this dude. If you guys like motivational artwork or literally just good looking shit, because it ain't just motivational quotes, man. These pieces are like, they're decking out, cribs and apartments and condos and homes all over the country. Rick Ross has some shit, right?
Yep.
Like, dude, real people, real celebrities, real companies are decking out their lobbies. Go check out IKONICK. Where do they go to look at your library and whatnot?
IKONICK.com, IKONICK.com, and it's at IKONICK on Instagram. Another good thing is we have a web series on YouTube. Actually, we're filming it right now, especially for young entrepreneurs. If you want to see like behind the scenes, it's called Behind the Hustle. You'll love it. 15 to 30-minute episodes, short, impactful, a lot of influencers, a lot of value.
At Mark Brazil on Instagram.
Did you like that one?
No, but I was going to make a joke, short and impactful. But, I figured I'll leave it alone. I'm trying to get you married, so that's only going to hurt my chances.
I want to make a rebuttal right now, but I've already said enough ridiculous shit, so we're just going to leave it.
Folks, and listen, he wants to check my influence, man. You're the bomb squad, folks. Anyone listening to this is in the bomb squad, which means very simply, back up your brother Brad. Bomb drop his ass, hit him up in the DM, even if you're a dude and you're catfishing. Just make sure this dude gets so many DMs, he's going to be like, damn, dude, that dude's influential. Because I'm not an influencer. People say influencer. I'm not an influencer. I don't influence.
No, you
I might be
buying decisions. No, you're
well, again, I might be influential, but I'm not an influencer. Like my followers, I don't buy them and I don't care. And, I'm not merchandising to them. At the end of the day, I'm just a businessman, in my opinion. I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm trying to get the knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. Like, again, dude, there's people listening to this that you just helped. What did it cost us to sit here, shoot the shit, and help some people? Nothing.
$37 Uber.
Nothing. I'll give you the 40. You just made $3, bro.
Hey.
All right, kids, go follow this guy and DM the shit out of him when this drops. Until next time.
So you just say ridiculous shit on here all the time.